Hey guys, thanks for tuning in today. I am jumping in to chat about something that I used to experience a lot. Daily basis, I would feel a million thoughts running around in my head and not being able to stop and do one thing. I'd feel tension in my throat, a lump in my throat, fuzzy, tense head, nervous tummy, and this is what I would call, or how I experience, overwhelm. You might call it anxiety, you might call it stress, whatever resonates with you. That is what I'm going to share today about some things that have helped me overcome in the moment when I'm feeling that fight-flight state, and also some things that have prevented me getting into that in the first place. So it's something that I will rarely experience now because I've got that wellness kit and that little toolbox to go to and some things to really help me relax. So what drove me to that state in the first place was me being a type A personality, a perfectionist. I'm now a recovering perfectionist, and just having to be perfect. And so it took me longer to do things, and that overwhelm would build up because I had so many things to then finish. Now, just jumping in and doing this video, I may say something wrong, I may make a mistake, but it's okay. I'm showing up, I'm doing it, and I'm spreading some important information, but it may not be perfect, and that is okay, and I'm okay with that, and that's something that I've learnt to do over the years. So that is what overwhelm was like for me, but what I've found very helpful is to plan ahead. This helps me to prevent feeling anxious first thing in the morning. So what I do is I plan ahead what we're eating for the next day, or what we're eating for dinner, and then I'll have enough there for the next day for my lunch, for hubby's lunch if he needs it, and I've prepared Amelia, my baby's meals as well. And that's in a big bulk, frozen in little silicone molds for bubs, and then I can just get it out in the moment, or I'll make enough for a couple of days worth that'll be in the fridge and still fresh. So I'm always planning ahead, then I don't have to think about it the next day. That goes with what I'm wearing as well. I'll get out what I'm wearing, I'll look up the weather and it'll be there. I can just jump out of bed and put whatever it is on without having to make a decision, because it's all these decisions that we have to make that can create overwhelm when we've already got a big jobs list of things to do. We don't want to be making decisions. I also try to do a bit of a cleanup because I don't like to wake up to overwhelm, as in clutter in the home, because that freaks me out a little bit. It's like I've got to do that, plus I've got to do my jobs for the day, and I just don't want to wake up in that state. So I'll aim to get things tidied up the night before. And I'll make a jobs list the night before as well. So I'll just go through. I used to handwrite it. Now I just do it in a little notes section in my phone. I'll go through and write a bit of a list for the next day and prioritize it. Hey, it's okay if I don't get those things done, but it's written down, it's ready to go. So then I don't have to think about it. When I've got that opportunity the next day, when Bubs is asleep, I will go straight to it. I know exactly what I need to do. So that I have found really helpful to plan ahead. When the morning comes around, I do those things that are going to take the most brain power or on the top of the list, and this is what I've taken into account when I write those priorities, that the jobs that will create the most thinking and creativity, I'll do those first, because then I can kind of relax for the rest of the day, and as I feel a bit more tired throughout the day, then I don't have to be pushing myself too hard. So I'll do that. I'll focus on one thing at a time. I used to have 10 browsers open. I'd be uploading something, I'd be writing half an email, I'd see another email come in and check that as well, I'd be writing a blog post or doing something else, and it just creates utter clutter in your brain, and it's just a disaster. It'll lead to overwhelm, absolutely. So one thing at a time, one browser open, get that thing done, tick it off if that's the sort of person you are, and then move on to the next thing. Also, check your emails, schedule in however many times a day you want to check. I do 2 to 3 times a day, and then get out. Quit the browser, quit your email program so it doesn't continually make a noise when one's coming in, so you're tempted to open it. Because you want to be doing one thing at a time, ticking that off. That means writing an email when you're ready to have that time to respond. Also social media, schedule in some time to do that, or put a little reminder on your phone so you don't get lost in a rabbit hole for an hour on social media. You just want to get in and have a nice little look and then get out again. Something also with social media I found is I unfollowed people that would make me feel a bit anxious or compare, like if I was comparing myself to their situation and making me feel a bit icky. I just defollow. I don't follow anyone that doesn't inspire me and make me feel good. Stick to that jobs list that you've created, because that's going to help serve you best. Just go in, do that one thing at a time, and then go to the next one. When you're not using your phone, when you're not having to use it for your work or social media or whatever it is, calling someone, switch it to airplane mode so you're not picking up EMFs and you're not tempted to recheck your social media. Also, a good point is to turn it on airplane mode at night so you get a good night's sleep, and also your Wi-Fi in your home, because that's only going to create internal stress if you've got that on when you don't need it. Also, reduce stimulants. So for me, I found that I can do one good quality coffee a day, whereas if I have any more than that, or even a tea on top, even a green tea on top of that, it's too much for me. I get the jitters. So be honest with yourself, find the level of caffeine over the day that you can deal with. Anything more than that will just create utter anxiety. Well, it does for me anyway. I get the jitters and it's horrible. So sugar, energy drinks, they're a big no-no. But coffee, you might be able to do one a day. Tea on top of that a black tea or green tea, also remember that does have caffeine in it as well. I prefer to get my energy boost from MCT oil, so I can pop the link of a good quality coffee and MCT oil below for you. Add plants into your home, especially into your workspace, because they help to clean the air and they help to oxygenate the air as well. So that's going to help give you nice oxygen up to that brain to create thinking power and brain power. Also on that point, deep breathe. So if you're not deep breathing, if you're doing your jobs and forgetting to stop and take a nice deep breath, then that's going to get you into that fight-flight stage. Something we do instinctively, if we're getting a bit stressed, we put our hand over our forehead. That's a good one to do to help create that oxygenation up to the brain as we're taking those nice deep breaths. Create some time in your day for meditation or something that helps you to unwind. It might be colouring in, it might be journaling, might be all of those things, getting outside, grounding yourself, movement, sunshine. These are all things that I will put into our day and helps to break up working on a computer or whatever your work may be. It's just a nice downtime and a nice little treat to treat yourself if you get your job done, then if you go outside. So make sure you're bringing those into your day as well. Now, supplements, you can look at some things like B vitamins, magnesium. There's certain herbs that can help to unwind, and adaptogenics are great because they help to adapt to what you need, whether it's energy or to help you calm down. But I would suggest seeing a practitioner, so a holistic practitioner, like a functional medicine practitioner, whether it's a naturopath, nutritionist, integrative GP, to get an individualized treatment for you, because everyone's circumstances are different. But something that you can all do safely is incorporate essential oils into your day. Now, this is something that I'm absolutely in love with now because it helps me to feel good, prevents me getting into that fight, flight, anxious, overwhelmed mode. But if I do happen to get there, I've also got something to get me out again. So some beautiful essential oils that I like to diffuse and wear just on a daily basis to help with my moods. Things like sandalwood, bergamot, absolute favorite, any of the citrus, frankincense. You all know I add frankincense 1 drop to my hands and put it into my moisturizer or my carry oil each morning and night to help ground me, but also for the beautifying effects. So these type of oils are beautiful to help relax me and just make me feel good anyway. Lavender, there's a doTERRA blend called Lavender Peace. These are all favorites. I'll diffuse them and wear them topically. But a really good place to start is lemon, lavender and frankincense together in a roller in the diffuser. They're fantastic. But if I get into fight and flight mode, I will reach for copaiba and Roman chamomile in the diffuser and topically on the body. And it is literally like that time when you reach for a wine and you're like, oh, that's so good. Obviously, I don't do that anymore, but that is the kind of effect I find from copaiba. So I'll pop the name below because it's a bit of a funny one, but that is something that I would, recommend for everyone to have on hand in those moments. So that's a few tips for you all. Comment below. I'd love to hear what gets you out of that overwhelm as well. Thanks for tuning in.